Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do, so we can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. It's your brother Halak here from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI with another video. And this time I want to start in Ecclesiastes 3. I'm going to read the first verse and jump down to the 8th verse. So it says what? To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. Down to verse 8 it says what? A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And we are in the time of war right now, man. You have tensions rising between these nations. You have nations leaving allies and making new pacts with different nations. You see, it's all because we're living in a time of war, man. Because great wars are about to break out here on the planet Earth. All according to the will of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, man. We see all the signs pulling up to it. You got different nations participating together doing war games and all type of things, man. You see? This is the time that we're in. We're in the time of war. We're not in the time of peace, man. So I want to play this video, a small portion of this video, pull some more scriptures in Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI willing it to be edifying. So let's get it. And the title of this video is "This is huge. Get ready. The U.S. preparing for war." 90% of the population is not ready for this, and they're not, because these people are being rocked back to sleep with all this jab stuff. You know what I'm saying? This damn poison. And they're not even looking at what's going on around the world with these different nations, man. You see? They done put football back in rotation. Now that's they done brought forth the bread and circus, man, to keep you people distracted on what's really going on. So let's play a small portion of this video and get some more scriptures.
For me, and so I'm going to control this environment. But as a country does that, as a larger entity does that, that's when one entity, one country looks at another and says, you know what, we're really struggling. I'm going to come for yours. I'm coming for your oil, your gold, your metals, your medicine, raw ingredients. I'm coming for yours, your people, whatever it is. And that's when these world wars take place. It's so funny that, well, it's not funny. It's so disheartening that humans lose their ability to remember. We don't remember the pain of World War I, World War II. And the movies glorify.
You know what? Because a lot of people who are living right now wasn't living during the time of World War. That's why the scriptures tell you there is no remembrance of things past, man. You see? The majority of the people who are living now didn't experience what happened in World War I or World War II. And that's all because of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, man. You see? And especially here in America, man, these people have never experienced war. Not like they do over there in the East, man. Over there in the Middle East, you got mortars raining in a fucking neighborhood right now. They were born in war. So they're used to hearing gunfire go off, mortars falling from the skies, suicide bombers, man. But these people here in America, man, it ain't so. They've never known any of that, man. That's why the Most High called this place the virgin daughter of Babylon, man. Because no outside entity has ever invaded America, man. When America fight their wars, they take it to that nation who they want to fight against, man. But that's all about to change. You see? Let's get it.
One side winning versus the other. And if you go to another country, another set of movies will glorify the other side winning. It's not about that. We don't remember the pain, and so we are destined to do it again. And we will.
And why is that? It's because it's prophecy, man. It's because it's the will of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI that World War III pop off. This ain't got nothing to do with, man. The Heavenly Father is in control of this. That's why he's preparing all these nations for war, as is written in the scriptures. Let's see what else he got to say. Then we're going to grab some more scripture. Matter of fact, before we even grab that, let's do this. This is Revelation 11 and 14. It says what? The second woe is past, which is World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's exactly what we see happening, man. That's why you see all these nations bucking up against America. You got all the major powers teaming up together to come up against America, standing with each other and moving away from anything that has from everything that has anything to do with America, man. You see? And it's causing, and the Most High is causing the tension, but the tension between these nations to rise, man. That's all a part of the Most High's will. That's all according to biblical prophecy, man. So Revelation 11 and 14 one more time. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. World War III is on the horizon, man. Let me see what's he got to say.
We'll go to war again. We'll go to war. It's not about that. We don't remember the pain, and so we are destined to do it again. And we will go to war again. We'll go to war socially. We'll go to war within. That's within your country, your countrymen, your countrywomen, the people that you know. Will go to war against the people that you know. And then without, we will go to war against other countries.
And that's all prophecy, man. The war within, what is that? Can we find that in the scripture? Yes, we can. Let's go right here to Isaiah chapter 19, man. It tells you that this is going to happen. He said, what? Countrymen, you see, fighting against each other. That's Isaiah 19 and 2. It says what? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, man. That's civil war. That's what he was talking about. That's war within. This is what's coming. This is why I read in Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. We are in a time of war. This is what's coming, man. The citizens of America are going to fight against each other. What's going to bring that? What's going to bring that to pass? A lack of bread, man. A lack of resources. As it tells you, let's get this real quick. Second Esdras in the Apocrypha 3, where is that at? Might be 6. Yes, Second Esdras 6. This is Second Esdras 6 and 24. It says what? At that time shall friends fight one against another. You hear that? At that time shall friends fight one against another. And that's talking about when all hell breaks loose here in America. Because this is what's coming, man. We're witnessing the decay of America, man. We're watching the greatest collapse in civilization happen right before our eyes. You see? And when all hell break loose in this place, the lack of resources, the lack of food, the lack of whatever, is going to cause you people to rise up against each other. So 2 Esdras 6 and 24 says what? At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. You see? And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fount shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So it's going to be famine, it's going to be drought. And when there's a lack of bread, man, you people are going to lose your mind. Running into each other's homes, gun drawn. Holding each other hostage, man. Because of the lack of resources. This is prophecy, man. This is what's about to happen. All these war-torn countries all over there in the Middle East, that's what America's about to become, man. In all these different cities. This is what Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI has prepared for this place, and this is what's coming down. Let's get another one. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15. And we'll start at 14. It says what? Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. You're going to have class wars, man. You're going to have skirmishes between different races. You're going to have the right against the left, the red against the blue. This is what's coming, man. They're going to fight against each other with swords in their hands. What's the modern day sword? The gun, man. And that's why gun sales has skyrocketed in the last few years, man. Gun sales and ammunition is through the roof, man. Why is that? It's because the Most High is getting these people. Hey, he talking about it's disheartening. Hell nah, we love to see this. You see, this brings joy to the men of the Lord, man. So, and the Most High is getting these people prepared to fight against each other, man. So it's going to be war in America between the civilians and the citizens. And you're also going to have the heathen nations waging war upon this place, man. This is biblical prophecy. This is what the will of the Lord is. You see, so all this bullshit about God bless America and make America great again, hey, man, that's just a figment of you fucking Americans' mind, man. A figment of your imagination. The Most High has never blessed this place. He will never bless this place. The Most High has cursed this place to fire and brimstone, man. To suffer the same fate as Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what's coming. Verse 16 says what? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You hear that? Sedition among men. When you go into sedition, that goes into uprisings against the government. This is what's coming, man. That's what old boy was talking about. Why are you going to be rising up against your government? Because you're going to find out that this bullshit they're pushing upon you, there's this C-19 and the fucking potion, it's all bullshit. People, hey, they're going to push forth these BS mandates, and you people are going to get fed up, and you're going to uprise against the government, man. You're not going to regard what fucking Fauci has to say or what Joe Biden has to say or whatever any of these elected officials have to say. You're not going to take heed to it. And you're going to take the power into your own hands. As we already see, the Most High is pouring that spirit upon certain of you Americans to talk about rebelling against the government, man. All these different militia groups that's peppered throughout the Americas, man, they are going to rise against the government, and they're going to be recruiting people into their ranks. It's about to be all out hell, like all out war in America, man. And that's just amongst the civilians. That's just amongst the citizens, man. Verse 17 says what? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because martial law is going to be initiated. When all this hell starts to break loose, man, when the government loses control, you see, or when it gets too much, they're going to send in the troops, man. They're going to send in the military, and they're going to lock shit down. And that's going to cause more tension. You see? That's going to cause more hell to break loose. Because they're going to lock you down and restrict you. You're not going to be able to move about as you're doing right now. Curfews and all type of shit. And that's going to cause the people to rebel even more. Because their so-called freedoms are taken away. Verse 18 says what? For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And this is what's, and you see why it's coming upon you? Your pride, man, your arrogancy. Walking around in a perpetual state of wickedness, refusing to hear what the Heavenly Father has to say. Speaking against the Most High, speaking against his men, speaking against his son, speaking against his word, man. Now the Most High is about to cast all that down. He's about to trouble your cities, man. Buildings on fire. You see? Just great terror in every city in this country, man. Great fears about to fall upon you people. And like the scriptures tell you, like the prophecy tells you, this is only just this is the infighting in America, man. You see? Verse 19 says what? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Look at that. But shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is what's coming, man. You want a good illustration of this? Go watch the Book of Eli. Go watch The Road, man. Go watch Mad Max to see what the future of America is. This is what's coming. This is the will of Yahawah, bahasham YAHAWASHI, man. The Most High ain't finna bless America. He's about to destroy this place. So let's see what else he has to say in this video.
And that's where this men, your countrywomen, the people that you know will go to war against the people that you know, and then without, we will go to war against other countries. And that's where this setting, this larger disaster setting, starts to become even more painful and potentially harmful for you and your family. People are burned out, Taylor said. They've had enough atrocity and stress for the time.
So that's all I wanted to get. So it says what? So you're going to have war within and you're going to have war without when these heathen nations start to go to war with America, man. You see, this is what the Most High is pouring into the earth, the spirit of war. While you people are walking around here in a complete state of oblivion, thinking everything is about to go to normal. When clearly we can see that it's not. They're preparing more lockdowns, man. They pushing forth more mandates, and it's gonna put you people. It's putting more pressure upon you people, man. And like he's talking about in the video, hey, people are losing their minds, man. When you go back and watch this video in its entirety, he's getting a report from this woman, and she's like, man, people are losing their fucking minds, man. Is that because you people have no hope? You have nothing after America, man, so you don't know what to do. You see? The Most High is pouring that spirit of distress upon you. Perplexity upon the nations, man. Confusion in the earth. You see? So these people are on edge, man. And it's your pa. It's beautiful, man. It is beautiful. So let's get to the point to where he's talking about the nations coming up to war against America, man. Because that's biblical prophecy as well. Because how this thing is going to play out, America is going to be destroyed by way of thermonuclear fire, man. Let's get Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. It says what? For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Talking about what? How the old school battles were fought, man. Sword and spear. You see? Shield and buckler, man. Hand close quarters combat. Another good illustration. You want a good illustration of that? Go watch Braveheart. Go watch Troy. Go watch 300. Go watch Game of Thrones. Watch Spartacus. You see? How they used to fight the wars back in the ancient times, man. Oh, you can watch Barbarians on Netflix, man. All those show you how the battles were fought back in the old times, man. Hell, even now, this modern day war, it's still fought with the sword. You still have some instances of close quarter combat. That's how the battles were fought. But what is it going to say? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Talking about what? This third world war. They're gonna fight it with nuclear missiles. This is what's coming. It's not gonna be a conventional type of battle, man. This is gonna be on a whole nother level. You see? Why do you think these nations are building up these nuclear missiles, man? You think they just building them up just to talk shit and say that they have them? No, man. They're building them up just to use them. This is how World War III is going to be fought. Nuclear war, man. Isaiah 9 and 5, one more time. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. This is what's coming. This is how America's going out. You see? After World War III come to its conclusion, America will be the lake of fire, man. You see? And all of the nations are going to partake in this destruction that's coming upon this place. You see? Because it tells you in Amos chapter 3. Where are we? Tripping. Joel 3. It says what? Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what's happening, man. That's why you see all these different war games between these different countries, man. Russia doing war games with China and so forth and so on, man. You only do those when you're fine-tuning your troops, man, to get them to do what? To go to war. You see? The Most High is about to send all these troops to the Middle East, man. It says what? Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. It says what? Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. And that's what they're doing. They're taking all the money they could be using to invest in their economies, into their infrastructure. You see, into their resources for their people. They're taking all that money they could be using for that to invest it into weapons, man. To turn it into, take those resources and use it for tanks and jets and nuclear missiles, man. To the point now where even these smaller nations, these weaker nations, are saying they're strong because they have access to thermonuclear warheads, man. That's why you see America losing this grip on the earth. They don't have that same fucking sway they had 50, 60, 70 years ago. When there was the big bad bully on the block, man. When they was dropping bombs on motherfuckers. They don't have that same type of power anymore. They don't put that same fear into these nations anymore, man, because the nations have those same nuclear capabilities, man. That's why you see these smaller countries bucking up and basically saying, fuck America, man. Verse 11 says what? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. And that's exactly what's going to happen. When the Most High sends all these troops to the Middle East, man, all the troops of these heathen nations, they're going to be sent to the Middle East. And YAHAWASHI is going to show up on the scene, man. Those are the mighty ones that's going to come down. You see? And what are they going to do? Verse 12 says what? Let the heathen be wakened. And when you go into our word wakened, it goes into be roused up. And that's what's happening between these different nations, man. They are being roused. They're calling America out on this bullshit, on this hypocrisy, man. And it says what? And come up to the valley of YAHAWASHI, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what's going to happen. You see? They're going to be sent to, the troops going to be sent to the Middle East, and YAHAWASHI is going to come to destroy them, man. As it tells you in Isaiah 34. And then you're going to have nukes shot off. You see? And it's going to end in what? The destruction of America, man. This is what YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI is preparing. This is what's about to come to pass. You see? Verse 13 says, matter of fact, yeah, let's get this real quick. Verse 13 says what? Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. And that's talking about YAHAWASHI coming in the midst of World War III and destroying all the nations' militaries. As it goes on to tell you in verse 14, it says what? Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI is near in the valley of decision. That's talking about and over there in Arabia during the time of World War III, man. This is what the Most High is about to unleash upon the earth, man. You see? And while all this is going on, you're gonna have these well, yeah, the presidents, because they're the ones who give the order to shoot the nukes off, man. They're gonna shoot the nukes off, and it tells you. Let's get it real quick. What do I want to go? Jeremiah. I want 50. Yep. Yeah, we can get this. This is Jeremiah 50, and we'll start at 9. It says what? For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And this is what's coming, man. The Most High is going to cause all these heathen nations to rise up against America, man. What is that? That's World War III. It talks about what? The arrows shall be as a mighty excrement. What is that talking about? That's talking about the ICBM missiles, man. You see? And when you go to 2nd Esdras 16, where we at? And 2nd Esdras 16 and 13, it says what? For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. You hear that? The arrows of the Most High, the arrows that the Most High shooteth are sharp. It's talking about the ICBM missiles, man. The intercontinental ballistic missiles. It says they're going to be shot from one end of the earth. It says it's going to be shot into the ends of the world, man. That lets you know it's not talking about the actual arrow. It's talking about all these nuclear missiles that these heathen nations are developing, man. The Most High is going to put the Spirit upon them to shoot these things off. And the final destination is who? Is where? Babylon the Great, America, man. You see? Verse 14 says what? Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. These ICBM missiles are considered a plague, man. And everybody who's still living here on the shores of America, you're going to be engulfed in this thermonuclear fire, man. This place is going to become that lake of fire that you read about in Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. Verse 15 says what? The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me who would deliver me in those days. And it's gonna be a great and terrible day, man. You see, a great and terrible day. This is the fate of America, man. Thermonuclear fire in the midst of World War III. You go read about it in Revelation 18, Isaiah 34, Isaiah 13. Job even tells you about the iron weapon, man, which is the thermonuclear missile. This destruction that's coming was always the fate of this place, man. And that shows that you people, you so-called Christians, you don't know the will of the Most High. You still talking about God bless America and shit. The Most High is about to light this bitch on fire, man. So it goes on to say, verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. You see? Because the Most High is going to put it upon his spirits to just say, to hell with America, man. Because they're tired of the tyranny of you Edomites. Verse 11 says what? Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyers of mine heritage. And this is the main reason that this destruction is about to take place. For what you so-called, for what you Edomites, you so-called white people have done unto the Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. That's the main reason this great destruction is coming upon you. For what you've done unto the chosen people of the Lord. All the rape, robbery, and murder, man. This is the judgment for it. As it tells you in Proverbs 16 and 4. This is what you've been reserved for. It also tells you that in Romans 9, man. You are the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. You see? You destroyed the Most High's heritage, man. You touched the apple of the Most High's eye. Now it's time for you damn crackers to pay. And when it's all said and done, that payment is going to come in the form of what? 200 million thermonuclear warheads raining down upon America, Babylon the Great. Jeremiah 15:11 says what? Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. You see? You living it up right now. Just ride through your cities, man. Look how these Edomites are living. Chilling. Not a care in the world, man. Well, some of them don't have a care in the world. You see? Verse 12 says what? Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Talking about Great Britain. That's where America was spawned from, man. It was spawned from Great Britain, man. And guess what? They're gonna turn their back upon this place. It says what? Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land in the desert. What's the hindermost of the nations, man? America. What's the furthest? What does the sun set? Here in America, man. This is the furthest west that you can go. This is the end of the earth right here. And it's going to be what? It's going to become a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. How? By way of thermonuclear fire. This is what's coming upon this place. Isaiah 9 and 5, man. You see? This shall be what burning in the field of fire, and the one who's going to receive that brunt of the damage is America, Babylon the Great. Verse 13 says what? Because of the wrath of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hissed are her plagues. It says the same thing in Revelation 18, man. Verse 14 says what? Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. So all of these nations that have thermonuclear capabilities, if they have nuclear missiles, they're gonna shoot them upon America, man. You see? They're not gonna spare. Let's see what it says in the NLT. Let's see what it says. Let's get a translation real quick. Jeremiah 50 and 14 in the NLT, it says what? Yes, prepare to attack Babylon, all you surrounding nations. Let your archers shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. You hear that? This is what the Most High is preparing for this place, man. Verse 15 says what? Shout against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. You hear that? The Most High is about to take vengeance upon this place by raining fire of brimstone upon this land, man, and everyone in it. You see? The only ones who are going to escape this is the elect of the nation of Israel, man. That remnant who's ordained to be saved from this. Those who believe upon who? Yahawah Mashiach. See, there he goes again. There he goes again. You don't worship Yahawah, but the only way you can escape this destruction is by believing upon Yahawah. You see? It says what? Take vengeance upon her as she have done, do unto her. So this place has a great judgment coming upon it, man. And it's going to come in the midst of World War III, which is being prepared by Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi as we speak. You see? That's it right there. So this is what's coming, man. This is how World War III is going to be fought, man. And you read about fire all throughout the scriptures because that's how the Most High is going to take this place out. You see? This is how Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi is going to take this place out. This is his will, man. Let's get because it's so many you can go to bring it out. One of my favorites is this, man. Isaiah 13 and 17, man. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And the Medes is representative of who? They represent the so-called Russians, man. They're the ones who are going to spearhead this war against America, man. And what are they going to do? Verse 18 tells you, their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And that goes into when these Russians shoot off these missiles. The missiles don't give a damn about who you are. They're going to rain down, and everybody who's still on this land is going to be caught in it, man. You see? Man, woman, child. It doesn't matter. The Most High is not a respecter of persons, man. If you're not a part of the remnant, you're going to be left here to be destroyed, man. Verse 19 says what? And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. How did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? With fire and brimstone. And why did he overthrow that place? For its wickedness, man. For its sexual perversion. The same thing as, that's another reason this place is going to be destroyed. For all the wickedness that you people are pushing forth and exalting, man. Fire is coming upon you. Verse 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall their shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And Owl shall dwell there, and Satan shall dance there. So ain't gonna be no more heathen coming over here setting up shop. You see? This place is about to be a land of wild beasts and desert creatures, man. Verse 22 says what? And wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. And this is what is fastly approaching, man. World War III is right around the corner. You see? And how does it end? It ends in America. Babylon the Great being destroyed by way of thermonuclear fire, man. 200 million warheads. Oh, let's get it real quick. That's Revelation 16. What was it? It is 16. Let me see. No, it ain't. It's Revelation 9. Con. Yup. Yup. This is Revelation 9 and 15. It says what? And the 4 angels were loosed. You can read about those 4 angels in Revelation 7, man. They're holding back the destruction until the elect is sealed in their foreheads with that thawah, man. That exemption from judgment. You see? So, right here in Revelation 9, the elect has been sealed. They have that thawah. And now, the 4 angels who are holding this great war, this great destruction back, they're being loosed to do their job, man. It says Revelation 9 and 15. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. You see that? Which is talking about who? The Edomites, man. They have been ordained and set up to hold this destruction back. Yeah, they're allowing these heathen nations to move around in the earth for the tensions to be built up between the nations. But guess what? The destruction is not going to come until the Most High give these angels the green light to go. You see? To slay the third part of men, which are the Edomites. Because you have 3 classifications of men on the earth. You have the sons of God, which are the Israelites. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's the first classification of man. You have the second class, which are the sons of men, which is talking about who? The heathen nations. You see, the third part is talking about the sons of the wicked, which are the Edomites, man, the so-called white race. You see? And also those who might look, also those people who have dark skin, but their father's seed line goes back to them being Edomites, man, because you have that in the earth as well. So it goes on to say, verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. When you go into that, that's 200 million, man. 200,000. That's 6 zeros, man. What is that? That's 200 million nuclear warheads that's going to rain upon America. It says what? And I heard the number of them. Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Out of the mouth is talking about what? The head of the missile, man. Which is where the nuclear warhead lies, man. That's where the damage comes from. You see? Verse 18 says what? By these 3 was the third part of men killed, because this is the judgment that's ordained to come upon the nation of Edom, man. And all of you Israelites who are siding with the enemy. You're going to partake in the destruction of the wicked. You see? It says what? By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. Verse 19 says what? For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. The power in their mouth is talking about the warhead, and in the tail is talking about the rocket propulsion system that gets the nuke from point A to point B, say from Russia to America. You see? It says what? For their tails were like unto serpents, and when you see a missile take off, that's what it looks like. That's why it looks just like that, man. Like a serpent. It says what? And had heads, and with them they do hurt. Talking about the nuclear warheads, man. This is what's about to happen. This is what's being prepared. This is how World War III will be fought, man. You see? We're burning and fuel of fire, man. This is what's coming. You see? For all of you people, man. For all of you. The destruction, man. So with that, man, we give all praise, all honor, all glory. Oh, matter of fact, before we end up, let's end this. End it on this. Because like I said, the only ones who are gonna make it up out of here is the remnant. Isaiah 26:20, it says what? And this is why we're telling our people to repent, because we know through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI what's about to happen. And the only way we can escape this is by turning back to the Most High and believing upon His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, as it is written in the scriptures, man. That's the only way you're going up into a chariot. So if you don't worship YAHAWASHI, if He ain't do no miracles, if you don't believe in the chariots, your ass is going to be left down here to be destroyed. So Isaiah 26:20 says what? Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Because the remnant is going to be taken up into the chariots, the so-called UFOs, to be protected from this great destruction that's about to take place, man. You see? Lord willing, we be a part of that number. That's how we get up out of here. And the only way to get there is by our faith in YAHAWASHI, man, as it is written. And so with that, I'm going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, and sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect I came out there pushing His word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahawah bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do. With that, Mr. Shalom, Wa, Abba, Abba.